to the panel where we break it all down. Big, easy, and no commish kings in the sound. CMDL debate, stats stacked to the sky.
Welcome to the panel. We've got the regular crew who you know and love, and we got Timmy Whitehead on. Made his debut last year. Did you get on the panel just once last year, Tim?
Yeah, just once last year.
Good stuff. Well, welcome back. Good to have you. First question to start things off. We're going to get right into this draft. The three of you guys played for Cobb last year. And now all three on different teams. So which player made the biggest upgrade? So your team last year compared to this year, which team is better, the most better than it was last year? That's not the right word, but you know what I'm saying.
Tough, tough decisions to be made here. As much as it pains me to say it, pains me. It has to be Carter, right?
There it is.
Has to be.
I did what? I'm a little confused.
Sorry, I
You
didn't
made
start, I didn't start off on a good note there. Last year you all played for Cobb, right? And so say that was a B minus team, right? 3-3, yeah, you're fine. Now who's going to be an A plus team, an A minus team, a C team, right? Who made the biggest upgrade here?
Yeah, fair, Cam. I like all three of the teams that we have in front of us. I think Tim went a cool strategy with the with maybe an older age percentile on the squad, but um, but I think that like these teams are all competitive and like it's gonna be so interesting to see them on the court. But like the chemistry is gonna be there with Timmy and his boys, and you know that Cam squad is gonna be D'ing up, and they got some 3-point shooting on that team. So.
Oh, yes.
You know what? It's hard because like the team I'd least like to play is probably Tim's team
Okay.
this season with him, Bob, Tyson, Jordan, all physical, all just like know how to play the game well and G up hard. And I don't know. I think I'd prefer to play you guys over them. But I don't know how Kendall keeps doing this with the
Fair.
finding his way onto these good teams. I don't know how he does it.
Reno,
But
man.
who knows?
Reno
Maybe you
works
guys
his
go
magic.
maybe you guys go 0-9. Who knows?
Who knows, man?
Yeah, I think to be honest, I picked a team that has the most chemistry right off the bat. So I think we have a little bit of an advantage. But there's a lot of gelling that can happen and yeah, there's so much potential on every team this year. There's going to be a lot of parity. But yeah, I think I picked, I mean, in all fairness, I know Bob and Jordan and Tyson more so than anybody else. So I knew what they had to offer. So yeah, it just made sense for me also to pick them. So
Yeah, on your Jordan pick, you're like, I know this guy, so I'm gonna take him.
Ryder's great, man. I
That
love that guy.
that was
He's great.
way too late for Jordan to go.
I couldn't
Agreed.
believe it. Like
Yeah.
I'll tell you my thought on the draft. But as it kept going down, I was like, they're going to leave him for me. Like they're going to. I thought I drafted, or actually, I thought my third pick was too far down. So I was like, well, I'm not going to get Jordan, but I have someone in mind, and could I get them later on? So that's why I traded my third round pick.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, there he was. So I was like, okay, if you have to make me take him, I'll take him.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a fortunate one. One of those ones that like, because I think Devo was pretty strongly considering him at that 15, 16, 17. And you were the two GMs that were most interested in him, so you got lucky. Yeah, no, that was a big
That's
pickup.
kind of funny. That's kind of funny because the same thing happened to Carter. Mike Greeno's like, well, Carter's still here, so I'm taking him. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
he
Carter.
was he was surprised by that too.
Yeah, Carter at what, 27?
Yeah.
Like I had Carter going, I think it was oh, where's my you guys will laugh at this, but I had Carter going at 18 to Justin Conrad.
Yeah.
But that was my mock draft, and obviously it's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim, you had Carter going ahead of me. That was your that was the mistake.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm
All right.
just kidding, Carter.
Any
Oh, please,
other
please.
any other guys like Jordan that you said, hey man, this guy should have went way earlier? We talked to Carter a little bit. Anyone else that you felt got a little disrespected on that draft?
Oh well, I mean, we could go all day about this, but you know, the guys that I think just in the way that I guess my mind works, um, I was surprised that Devo got JVB at 25. I thought he would have gone higher because I look across the board and I'm like, okay, well, you've got small guy. Where's the bigs coming in? And that was part of my thought process too. Is um, at position 7, I could have taken Tony or whoever was available. But then in my mind and the way the draft worked out, I was like, well, if Justin takes Bob, he'll also get probably Patty. Or and so all of a sudden two bigs are on one team, and I'm like, well,
Right.
so there is some thought to it. Tony at 14. I know
Yeah.
Tony. Just the way the draft worked out too, with Greeno, myself having to pick ourselves, and Surface and like everybody having to pick. It was going to be Tony, Nick Gibb, or Carson that was going to slip to 14 right into Marriott's hands. And so it ended up being Tony,
Yeah.
just the way it
That's
worked out.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
If
So
any
two,
one of if any three of those guys slip to that spot, that's just
that's,
wild.
but the way that the mock draft and kind of jockeying with everybody and figuring out who they wanted, it was going to be one of those three. And then obviously Carter at 27. Um, to be honest, Josiah, that's on your guys' team as well at I think it was 40 something.
Yeah.
Like that's a score that dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think there's the teams I would say were won in the third, fourth, and fifth round.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. And I won't mention any names, but I'm going to say one or two teams that for sure lost it during those third, fourth, and fifth rounds. Um, I think what you mentioned though, Marriott was in such a good position because Carson easily could be a top three, foul to 6. Tony easily could be a top 5, foul to 13. So Marriott he got fortunate. He was pretty lazy in the pick swap seasons, didn't do much, but it paid off for him. Learning from Tyron, I guess, the snake draft mentalist. I do want to talk about Carson Barch though. I think it's probably safe to say that Carson is probably the best player that I've coached, like most talented player that I've coached. Other people maybe beat him in certain areas, but like full game of basketball. I'm a very good ball player. And I got drafted before him, so that meant a little bit. But then I thought the other way, and I was like, maybe I'm just an awful coach then. Maybe that's the other way. So
No.
no, Greeno, not sure why he took me before Barch, but we're gonna pay for it when we play them, I think.
Yeah, Bart, man, I think people forget what his MVP season was like.
He was ridiculous. He's so good.
Ridiculous, man.
He's still my MVP pick, bro. He's still my MVP.
He's your MVP pick. But
Yeah,
he's
dude,
playing
I
on my
said
team. I'm
last game.
confused.
Yeah, I said that last round.
But
I
I'm
said
but
no
I'm
matter
taking
where he goes, bro. Or
but
so
I'm
you're saying
taking
yours should be MVP. You
but
should
I'm
be
taking
MVP.
all the shots. I don't know.
Oh, my bad.
I
My
don't know where
bad.
Carson fits into our offense, honestly.
Fourth option, Carson Barch. You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
I'm pumped to play with Carson and Tony, dude. I'm gonna shoot so many open threes.
Yeah, they're gonna be wide open.
It's gonna be awesome.
Another guy I would say dropped, Lasecki dropping into that 6th round. Um, Guy can score, right? Last preseason game he had 20 and 10. If he can get into a nice role, nice rhythm with that team, I think biggest concern there is the ball movement. Ball kind of sticks sometimes with him, but if Conrad can get the most use out of Braden. They can gel. Braden is an absolute steal there for him.
Agreed.
Anyone else there? say maybe Ezra went a little lower than I was expecting, given
Mhm.
how he's been balling as well. He's been putting up big numbers. So
Yeah, Ezra. So I'll tell you, in my mock draft, Ryder went early. Ezra was my 29th pick.
okay.
And then as it came along, I was like, are you kidding me? And then so the picks went, I was 29. And then here, let me just remind myself of what it was. Then it was 30, which was David. And I knew he wanted McKelsa.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, he'll take him. And then it was Marriott picking himself. And then it was Conrad's pick. And I was like, okay, if I take Ezra, does Conrad pick Ryder? And I wasn't so sure about that. And I think there was a little biased on my end that I was like, oh, if I leave Ryder, someone's going to scoop him. But then I was like, okay, if I take Ryder, will Ezra be at 33? And I was like, okay, it's only one person I have to worry about. And sure enough, Ezra goes at 32. And I was like, you mother.
Oh, wait, that's crazy,
So I
actually.
took I mean, it was a lot of fun because again, I didn't expect Jordan there. Otherwise, it would have been Ezra. So yeah, it's just the way the draft worked out.
But
But
you picked, wait, hold on. You picked Tyson at 33, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
Tyson was
Well,
33 because
that's,
Ezra was 32.
I was gonna say Tyson's a good basketball player.
and Joey at 34. Come on.
Yeah, those are some really quality picks of those two spots. So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it just yeah, it lucked out. And so my theory with the draft and just I don't know how everybody does it, but I didn't care about there was a little care of where I was. The challenge was being at number two. I actually thought about drafting myself at 7, moving myself up one spot compared to last year and being like, I went 7. I improved. Just to throw everybody off. But um, and then I almost traded for the number 1 pick, which of course would have been Ruben. But what Conrad could offer me, I just couldn't. It just didn't make sense numerically.
Okay.
But what Surface gave me was an opportunity to have 5 picks before everybody else had their 5.
Right.
Yeah.
And at my 3rd pick, everybody had 2 or 3, or sorry, 3 or 4 players. So now I got 2, and now I've got 3 players to match against who they have. So it worked
Yeah.
out well for me.
Yeah.
That's good. I did that last year too. I had you, Scott, Carter, and myself before anyone. Some people had 3 guys. I had 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think in this, like, everyone can get the top talent in the first round, but the middle of the draft is where all of like
The gold is found. The gold.
the quality
Yeah.
picks. You really gotta do some searching, and like picking up Tyson and Joey back to back at 33, 34 is just crazy. Joey's been balling. Nuts.
Cool. Bit of a, I don't know if it shouldn't have been a surprise, but Dustin Ledchem going in the second round. When I invited him right away, I thought, yeah, late second round, you know how that guy can shoot. And then just in conversations the last 2 months, he'd moved all the way into early fourth round. So he had moved over a full round down. And then 2 preseason games was enough to make people realize that this guy can ball. So
He's
thanks
good,
for
man. He's good.
yeah.
I'm also not gonna like playing against Devo's team. I'll
Mhm.
say that too.
Yeah,
This
that's a
team is good.
Love seeing
yeah.
Evan Mayo go in the 5th round.
Moving up, man.
The size was needed in this draft, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Plus that first preseason game, he was swatting shots out of bounds, looking like he's 20.
love it.
Love to see it.
Also, you look at who Justin took. So with Evan, Joel, say something about that in a second, and Everett, guys that aren't putting up a lot of shots, right? So you can tell that Billy and Justin, their goal was to get 30 plus each a night, with kind of their later picks. And that's fair. Joel, he put up decent numbers in the preseason. It was fun to play with. I played with him that last game. But I don't know if you saw Billy at the draft. He walks over to Frank, pulls I don't know what, the reins or whatever off of Frank and says like, I release you, and then puts them on top of Joel. Like, oh
I didn't see that.
Billy's breaking out his leash again.
yeah.
No,
So funny.
that's awesome.
Oh,
That's what you get when you play with Billy. You'll do really well in your role. He does put guys in positions to succeed, I
man.
think,
Yep.
based on what they can do. So that is positive, I do believe.
And I think that's needed in how we do it, right? If you're putting your own team into a league, you know who each other's roles are just because you've played with each other for long enough, and that's communicated easily. Whereas when you come into this kind of league, you don't know the other six guys on your team sometimes. So it's a little tough to step up and say, hey, this is probably what you should kind of focus on. But I think that's needed. When I had my last championship season, I was very clear Barch was our man. I was very clear that we are getting him 30 plus shots a game. Um, the rest of us rebound, play defense, and take it when it's there, right? So I think you need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where like our team will be good right off the bat because we've most of us have played and kind of understand, I would say, our roles pretty well. Um, Billy will just tell everybody what to do, but that makes total sense that he's got two shooters surrounded by a lot of role players that will, I mean, and they can break out if they have to. Um, it'll just be a matter of continuity before every team catches up, and then it's going to be a dogfight.
Absolutely. I think you mentioned that earlier about you guys having an advantage to start. I think our squad was like that last year, that early on, we had a little bit of success. And I think I talked about a little bit as well that our ceiling was much less than most other teams. Like we were pretty close to our ceiling to begin with. We could go a little bit, whereas other teams getting to know each other, they had a ton of room to grow. Um, which I don't, yeah, I'd say your group definitely has the most to start off with. I think Devo's dogs will hit it hard right off the bat as well. They'll be pretty strong. But a lot of other teams have that kind of growth curve to begin with, I think.
We'll just make sure no one scores what was it, guys? 46 points we scored last year, and then all of a sudden
Our
started
first
going
game of the season. 46. Yeah, and then we went up from there, but man.
Yeah. I don't think anybody could start off as bad as we did.
Oh, geez, that was so bad. Scott had 20 of our 46 points. Oh, it was nuts.
Why didn't that team work? I feel like on paper that team was a nice team.
I thought so.
Our team?
Yeah.
Well, if Carter could hit a shot, I mean,
Yes, Tim. That's what I'm talking about.
he goes
Yeah.
0 for 18. Cam was lucky enough to get 10 shots. I was lucky enough to get 10 shots, but you know, we went 0 for. I think we went 0 for. And yeah, Scotty had like 10 layups and 40 steals, and we still couldn't hit the freaking broadside of a barn.
Yeah. And I thought we had a decent chance of making it to the finals too with that team, but we ran into Mike's defensive squad, and I don't know. Something about Logan on Carter just kind of takes him out of a game. I don't even know what is that
Not
called?
anymore. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
It's out of my mind now. I got Logan on wraps now.
Yeah,
we
you
had
gotta
a
worry
good
about
start
it
to the
anymore.
game too, and then
You're a fourth pick. Logan's got to worry about bigger. He's got bigger.
He's got bigger fish to fry now.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
Carter's
just
going to be
pulling
free
up.
reign out there.
I think so.
Like everybody's going to be guarding, obviously Kendall, and then Greeno, and then Quinn when he shows up. Carter's going to all of a sudden be like, "Oh, okay, give me the ball.
Wow.
I'm open."
This is what space feels like. Wow.
Yeah, but not really because everyone thinks Carter's a god on the basketball court.
No, clearly not. 27th
No, it's
overall.
true. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you went. You could have gone in the 7th round. Guys are just going to be like, "Oh, Carter's on the floor, dude. He's not touching the ball. He's not scoring on
Good.
me."
Then we got 3 other guys who are gonna go crazy.
All right, so stats from your guys' squad last year: 3-point percentage.
I don't want to hear it.
Oh,
Tim
dear Lord.
Whitehead, 27%.
Oh,
Um,
that's why I
Scotty.
drafted rebounders.
Scotty, 14%. Cam Penner, 26%.
Oh, geez.
Abe 40%,
Let's go,
Should have
Abe.
gave Abe more shots, man. Shoulda gave Abe
and
more shots.
Carter 26%. So you three were all the same. Now Carter took 85 shots compared to Tim's 55 and Cam's 47. But yeah, I don't know if you could throw Carter under the bus like that, guys.
Well, I mean, we
Well, he
know
took-
who could make it when it mattered. I mean, just watch our game against Tyron and his team. We knew who we should have given the ball to all year.
Cam Penner.
Tim, I've been waiting for a guest to come on and start spitting facts like you are. Oh my gosh. Yes.
I guess we're just gonna forget about the 3 threes I hit right before the 4 threes I hit right before that.
Wait, who?
Can we replay
cheating
that
chance.
highlight? Like, can we say, like, this is the highlights that you have to beat next for this year? Like, this is what you're competing against.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you have it,
We need to have a replay system on here so we can show all the sick plays I produce. Carter, I can't remember who hit those threes before. I think it was Tim or Scott or something.
I
Carter,
think it was Abe, man. I think it was
Might have been Abe.
Who did you go off on, Carter, that one game? Was that Bob's team? Principal's office.
Last
Yeah, he
season.
cooked that one game.
Oh, that was unreal.
That was so crazy.
A
5
blind
in a
squirrel can
row
find
with
its
like
nuts in
2
the
minutes
woods
left.
sometimes. Yeah.
You're crazy, man.
Yeah, enough about me. Enough about me, guys.
Yeah,
just-
the league's sick of hearing about you.
I'd be sick of hearing about me. I don't know how people watch this.
I am.
all right, I think I got the clip. 2 seconds.
Ooh.
Yes. Focus on the shot and then focus on Tyron after the shot.
Focus on Tyron. Let's watch Scotty airball at first.
All right, you guys see that?
Yeah.
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 Kings in the South, CMDL.
So let's rewind a little bit there. Ah,
Where we break it all
we'll just
down,
watch a
baby.
couple of
Yeah, Cam, we gotta watch
Oh
more
yeah.
Cam.
All the highlights.
Oh.
Bang. Where's Tyron? Oh yeah, he was guarding me.
just all over his head there.
I love the fact that you fell down. It was
There
awesome.
you go.
That was crazy.
For those new to the league, that was quarterfinals last season. Scotty missed a three to win. I know to tie it up, right? That was
To win.
It was
win,
tied.
yeah.
The game was
It was
tied
tied.
again.
Yeah.
Cam gets the board, goes to the corner, turns all over Tyron's head. That takes the win. That was
And I
pretty
know
cool.
he still watches the pod, so I love that we just call him out on it too.
Got into Sports Visio top 10 plays of the year, so pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Big Cammy. Big.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Any other just general draft comments, things that you kind of like, things you want to see in the future? Let's just break it down. How do we make it better?
One thing from being, I love the fact that it was like we had everybody there. But I also thought that it created a lot of anxiety with some of the GMs and some of the players. It was cool that we were like the first couple picks where we were texting you. I think if the GMs were to be in a separate room and then you have the draft board over on the other, so that the GMs now aren't kind of under that pressure, and then they can take a little more time to strategize. So everybody's sitting there enjoying dinner, and then all of a sudden you can hear the boo-doo-doo-doo, and the new name pops up.
That's
I think
wild.
that would be fun. It just gives the GMs that chance to be outside of that pressure and really focus on, because, and I'm not saying I fell under this, but I know that like someone would get picked and all of a sudden everybody's like, oh my gosh, and there's just anxiety and pressure to make that next pick. And then there's the group of people that aren't being picked and you're staring right at them. And it's so I think just to make it a little more entertaining and a little bit better for the GMs, a little less pressure. That's just a thought.
And I think GMs, I think, would have appreciated being able to talk to each other more, right? Being able to, hey, when it's my pick, I'm at pick 17. I don't actually want anyone right now. Does anyone want this pick? Whereas if you say that when everyone's in the building, it's like, oh, this person doesn't want anyone else, right?
Yeah, like because you could feel at number 14 where I have to pick myself. Carter's giving me daggers of like, pick me, pick me. And I'm like, I can't.
Damn!
I can't.
Hear my heart pumping for Tim. It's just
But I
That's
think that'd be
embarrassing,
fun too.
Carter.
I think it'd be fun too to just sit in the room and just be like, oh, there's my name. Like, okay, or something like, oh, pick
Yeah,
number this.
that's good feedback because I think the way Kendall wanted to do it was like split it up, right? Like we announce some picks, the GMs are there, but they're just texting, right? And then the second half, the GMs get to announce their own picks or whatever. But based on your feedback, that sounds like kind of getting the names or it coming onto a screen or you just texting us from another room or whatever and announcing it from there sounds like the way to go
Yeah, I
with
think,
that.
and just from some of the comments, and I maybe there was a lot of anxiety and like hearts pounding from the GM side of like, oh, this is like it was exciting, it was awesome, but I think some of that also, when you look back on it, it could have rushed a pick or like
Sure.
it just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all the picks came in pretty fast, faster than I thought. I thought there'd be a bit more silence, a bit more waiting, but most of the picks were pretty pretty
yeah.
fast, and maybe that was just the pressure. I saw Casco sweating next to you, Tim. He was
Oh man, I was trash talking him so bad. I was trash
I
talking
love it.
him.
we were
So
going into it, and he's like, "I'm nervous," and then Tim's just laying on the trash talk.
yeah, so Jackson sits down beside me and I go, Jackson, who are you picking at number 2? I've got, and I said, oh, I bet you're taking Carson. And he's like, I, Tim, I just don't know who to pick. I was like, you know how to figure that out? And he's like, no. I was like, you take a coin and you have your 2 picks and you flip it in the air and automatically you'll know the answer because you'll know you want it to land on the 1. And so then he's like, oh, okay. And so I was like, okay, you do it. And then it ended up being he picked Nick. And I was like, well, yeah, that's who I would have picked.
Yeah.
Just because that left it open that Carson could have slipped to number 7. Not saying I would have picked it, but if Marriott didn't pick Carson.
Tim is a mastermind, man. Tim's a mastermind.
Tim is working.
I was all over it, just throwing someone, I think it was Conrad that was like, I can't believe you picked Bob. I think he was trying to line up Bob and I made him panic when I picked him. And I'm like, yeah, there was a lot of thought into it, but
Hey, man, that's awesome.
I was
Be-
open to anything.
Being a GM is a wild ride. It's so fun.
Yeah. Cool. I like that thought. That'll be, yeah, we're gonna have to look into that more. Any other thoughts? Carter, as someone who just got to kind of take it all in.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like I just think it's so fun and like honestly, yeah, sitting there and just like me and Isaiah were sitting next to each other, like, oh, maybe we get on the same team, or like, oh, I hope you go here, or oh, I hope you go there, or like, and then I was with Logan as well, just like bantering with the boys and stuff like that. That was really like, enjoyable. And then over some food too. Always nice just to be together in community. So
Yeah, that's what it does, though. It like promotes our first 2 things is culture and community, or community and
Mhm.
culture.
yes, absolutely.
And guys getting to know each other and chatting, and new rookies coming in and they're like, "Oh, what's this?" We get food and get to talk with all the other guys who've been in the league for a while and see myself get drafted, and so I think that just adds to kind of what you're building here.
Cool. I had a thought, just like it was a lot of work making that event happen. So I had a thought if we made that just a spring league thing, and then our fall league maybe a little less involved, whether that's just GMs online, GMs just on their own together, whatever it might be. I also thought going further, I know some GMs are scared about the commitment levels, and if you had your fall league has to be a snake draft, like you don't do pick swap season, and then your spring league we do everything, right? And it just kind of gives 2 different looks. So,
Yeah.
any thoughts on having a lighter and a full version as well as forced snake draft? I know Tyron is just loving it right now.
All
He's
over
eating it up.
Aaron's signing the papers already.
I think that guys have now come to a realization of what you want to contribute. If you want to be a GM, it takes a little bit more work. takes a little bit more contribution to the league, right? And guys know that. If they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it, right? We've had guys not want to be GMs again before, and that's fine. And guys, I think you'll always be able to find people who want to take that and to swap picks and do all that stuff. That being said, I also understand just kind of the appeal of a hassle-free draft.
Mm. Yeah.
But I think you'll always be able to find guys who are willing to. It is fun, and some people they may get nervous. They don't have to do it, right? You don't have to be a GM.
Yeah. I think like even this year getting 9 was tough. Uh, as you expand, that just gets harder and harder. Um, yeah, I don't know. Tim, any
It's
thoughts?
okay.
Yeah.
Might have to make a return at some point.
Yeah, well, I like this kind of stuff because I love playing mental games. So I was, yeah, all over it. Like trade this, getting mad at guys because I even got mad at Kendall. I was like, what the hell is with David's 51 pick? Like, he's supposed to be here. This pick needs to be available because it works in my board. But then I was like, oh yeah, I guess we all agreed at the beginning of the draft that he was lucky, and I was so after that conversation, I was like, mother,
Yeah.
because it ruined a strategy I had. But I love this stuff. It's just fun and entertainment for me. So yeah, if it's trade pick, like I would, if there was trades during the draft, man, I'd be trash talking everybody like, oh yeah, like I'm all for but you have to have the right people. I think that's
Yeah.
the key is
Yeah.
that you do have to have that commitment level and that, yeah. I don't know if Jackson could handle being a GM with me beside him or with him again. So
I think doing a stake draft would also lead to a way more trades during the season, right? Because if I want to play with a certain guy, I can like Greeno wanted me. He could make it happen so he could get me, right? Whereas if you can't do that, now you're saying, okay, hey, you take this guy, I'm going to take this guy, and then we're going to swap them as well as this come like after the draft. So that'd create another interesting piece.
Agreed.
Later, but I just thought of something. Oh, you were talking about commitment for GM. So just some interesting facts here. I'm sorry, I wrote those ones down. So there were 63 picks in total. We had 84 picks swapped. So that's like these 3 picks for these 3 picks kind of thing. 84 picks swapped. 42 of the 63 picks changed hands. Mainly it was in that kind of second round that didn't get touched, but other rounds were pretty busy. The fifth round was the busiest. Picks 37. So I should actually see who went at 37. So 37 was Mark, and 41 was Josiah, 42 Evan. Sorry, yeah, those 3 picks there. Swapped hands. They had 5 different owners throughout the swap handover.
wow.
So
That's crazy.
yeah, you talk about trying to like win the draft in that middle area.
No.
How those picks moved, right? That says a lot. So that was interesting.
I can't wait to hear Klaus's corner of how many hours he spent as the GM working the draft.
You know
That's what I'm interested in.
how many extra hours I put into this league because Klaus is texting me. I would, if I was working right now, I would have lost my job, guaranteed. But fortunately, I'm just at home holding the baby, so then I text all the time and it was fine. But yeah, I love it. I enjoy it, just like you were saying, Tim. I love playing the game, but yes, my concern is that at some point somebody's going to have some issues at work and not get their job done, and then
I know.
Well, while I'm on that tangent, one other interesting thing. So we talk about your total pick sum. So most GMs started at 224. Klaus started at 223. Devin started at 225. So if you add all up, like pick 1, pick 18, pick 19, 36, add those all up, you get your total pick sum. So starting at about 224. I put a lot of value on this number when I'm a GM. The lowest number was Claus with -7. So he finished with a total pick sum of 216, which is insane considering he finished with the first overall pick. Like, usually, if you move up, that number should go up as well, right? So that was pretty crazy. Then Conrad -6, Greeno -3, Devin -1, Marriott -1, David 0, Tim 0, and Surface +5, and Jackson +13. So that was yeah,
My
that's interesting.
guy!
+13 that's big.
I love Jackson so much. Oh, he's the
You sell
best.
out for Levi. You sell out for him.
My
Oh man.
yeah, I'll say that my strategy when I'm GM is win that number count every single time by like 1 or 2 for the first, as like however long our pick swaps, you say it's a 3 week season. I try to win as many little ones as possible, and then you can make one big trade back to 0. So say I get to like -10 from all little trades, everyone's like, oh, this is no big deal, he's not getting a big advantage. And then that last trade, you're able to make a ridiculous move that brings you back to 0, but you made a huge step up in the draft. That's kind of my strategy when I try to play that game.
It's not bad.
We're getting kicked out here in a sec.
Yeah, I'll send you it in a second. So also for those new to the panel chat, I'm too cheap to buy a subscription for Zoom, and so we get 40 minutes, and then we get kicked off, and we start another 40 minutes. And today, out of the blue, I got a notification saying you have to wait 10 minutes before you can open up another one. So
They figured him out.
at this point, we might need to buck up. I guess if you say 10 minutes, there's 4 of us. That's 40 minutes we just wasted. You do that 10 times throughout the season, that's worth the $220. So ideally it's a sponsor, but I might just have to buck up for this one because that's annoying. Oh man, I'm frazzled right now. Where are we, guys?
He's cooked. We just finished talking about the draft and jamming and stuff. I think we should hop right into the teams.
Cool.
Team comps.
You want to start with just, do you agree, disagree with that power rankings that got dropped?
It's gotta be
for the
Billy that does it, man. It's gotta be Bill.
Gotta be Billy.
Gotta be Billy.
frickin' Billy, hey? I was pretty okay with them, I think. If Billy does it, Billy would rank himself number 1, right?
Yeah, he's got too much pride to put himself down there. I mean, I know who it is, but it ain't Billy because he wouldn't do that.
I think Casco Crush is too low. Those are my guys.
Do you?
Man. I'd put him top 3. I'd put him top 3. I'd put him
Top
number 3.
3.
Come on.
Those are my guys, man.
You're not being realistic.
No, I am, bro. Those
If
are my
they're top
guys.
3, Nick or Jackson have to be MVP, like unanimous.
Yeah, it's
Otherwise-
coming.
Otherwise, not. You've already said Barch is MVP, man.
Yeah, but but.
I've already got my
Anyways.
trash talk ready for Casco's team, and I've got Gibb, Casco. Oh, I can pick on Isaiah pretty easy. Tanner Murray is a lockdown. Like, I just have to look at him and he'll shut down. So I think that's a fair assessment. That I'll share my details with everybody, but yeah.
I think with that team, I'd love to see Frank break out on that team. Like, I'm pulling for that. I want to see that. But I think Nick and Jackson got to combine for 60 a game, and then Isaiah adds another 15 to 20. And then Frank, Tanner, Levi, Alex, if those guys can get on the board too, then they can win some games.
Yeah.
But
Go ahead.
I think that there's also there's some nasty guard defenders in this league, and they Jackson put a lot of eggs in one basket with him and Nick, and they're both amazing. They're both amazing players. And I don't know if you can really stop them, but you can definitely slow them down with a few guards who can defend at a high level.
I don't know, like if you watched the last preseason game, again, preseason doesn't mean as much. Nick blew by Greeno a handful of times. When I was watching when I was creating the Instagram post, I was like, oh boy, this guy he can move. He was for a while there, I actually thought my screen was on fast forward, and I was like, what's going on here? And then I saw myself, I went and watched myself. Nope, that's still
Nick's good, man.
Which is
Jackson
funny.
and Nick are gonna be good.
Greeno, he is a great defender, but he also gives up stuff to try and get around and poke stuff out, and but I don't know. It's a tough, man. It's tough to rank. Like, I feel bad talking about which teams are where, but
Also, we know that Alex Vanderstool is gonna get traded after like 1 or 2 weeks, so he's not gonna be on that team long.
Shout out Alex.
Let's just get used to that. He'll be gone in a little
top
bit.
trade target.
Yeah, he'll be gone right away.
It's really hard to do the rankings too early, just because again, there's so many guys that probably haven't played together and continuity wise, except for my team, of course. But so yeah, it's really don't you love how I throw that jab in there? But
Yeah, of course.
the question is, can we play 40 minutes? Like, we'll probably need oxygen tanks on the sidelines for us and a full med team, because we're at that age where like you don't just pull muscles, you wreck your body. So it's yeah, we'll see if we'll have a full-time trainer probably on the sidelines for our team. So
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, it's tough to like, as I'm looking at the teams here and thinking about it, I'm basing it off of what I know about probably each individual guy and what I've seen, and then like meshing them together. And basically, I just find my looking at them here, like I try and average out the talent of the whole team, and then that's kind of where I'd put them. But
Tim, on your team, how many shots a game are you going to get Bob taking?
whatever he wants to take. Bob's going to be.
Problem.
Bob's like the.
You don't win then. He's got to take more shots than he wants to take.
Bob just does what Bob does. And that's almost a triple double every night. Just plays point forward. He'll like. Bob and I have played together for so many years that it's just like whatever. If someone's going, someone's going. If someone's struggling, we'll find a way to get them going. So yeah, I don't think Bob needs to score 30. If he scores 10 to 15 a night, I mean, that's 10 to 15 plus all the boards, plus all the assists. Like that's just Bob White.
yeah, and you'll be feeding shots to Jordan, Tyson down low. Kaysen likes to shoot. He'll shoot quite a bit off of feeds from you guys. And if they're open threes, I feel semi-confident that Kaysen can hit a few of those. So
yeah, you can get hot. I just feel like Bob's shoot percentage is so high. That guy's gotta be taking 20 shots a game.
At least he could be MVP if he took
too.
20 shots a game. He could be MVP of this league.
If Bob and the thing is that so now you've got, let's just say that Jordan, myself, and Tyson all get hot. Well, Bob's going to just pop out at the 3 and no one's going to guard him. And then he'll just be able to shoot. So, yeah, I think he'll feel the flow of the game and he'll decide when he wants to score and when he doesn't. So,
Smart player.
Playing with Bob this Sunday, I reminded of just how much fun he is to play with. Like, he just sees things other guys don't see. Yeah, I want to play with him again.
Kendall, what did you think of?
Sorry.
Dave's team?
Yeah, Dave's team. Certified fire. That team is disgusting, dude.
Light her away.
That adding Chittle too, I like it a lot. I like that team. It's deep, it's good, it's strong. We'll see how they do, but I got him number 1 in my rankings.
Do you have them? Do you have your rankings on your whiteboard? Pull it up.
Yeah. I got it on my whiteboard. Well, I'll give you top 5 because I'll give you top 3. I'll give you top 3.
Give me top 9. Come on.
No, I'll give you top.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Number 1, Los Polos Hermanos. Number 2, Casco Crush. Number 3, Dirty Mike and the Boys. Number 4, Timmy's Boys. And number 5 is Surf Squad.
You have what?
You're okay. You're psyching everybody out because you didn't even put your name in there.
Yeah, because we don't rank ourselves. I'm not ranking our team.
Oh, that's just a cop out. Come on.
Agreed.
I'm not ranking us.
And those rankings are kind of crazy.
Why? Why?
I don't know, dude. I can't tell you. This is kind of crazy.
Honestly, I think our rankings were horrible last year. Didn't we get them like completely off? So you might as well just throw shots in the wind here.
Yeah, it's too early to.
I'm pretty
you
sure I
have to-
put Billy's team pretty high last year.
Yeah, I think we all had Billy's team pretty high.
I think so.
But then there was some other shockers that didn't go. We also all had
Mike's team low,
Lesecki's team
right?
pretty low, and it finished pretty low.
Oh, Braden. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Braden. So that Los Polos team, you got Chase. He was good last year. He was very good last year, but he had 2 studs before him. Can he carry the load? And not that he's on his own. Like he's got a bunch. Everyone can score on his team, so it's not that he's on his own. But can he be the man when he's got the best defender against him?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. Can Chase be the number 1 option and still perform like he did?
Is there too much scoring on that team? Is there too much shot taking? Because I know Dave wants to have a big year. Chase, Tristan gets his shots. Kyle gets his shots. Makesa gets his shots based on the preseason. Matt Maines, with Billy, he played his role really nice and still got buckets.
I think their ceiling is high. I think if they can learn how to coexist with one another, I think that team could be really good.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
I want to see Garrett's shot come around. If Garrett's 3 can come around from last year, I think that would be a big win for them too.
Yeah.
Jittle.
Yeah, I'll say this about not enough basketball for a team. I'm going with Kendall's team, or sorry, Greeno's team. I don't know if there's enough basketball for everybody because you got to think Quinn's coming off of playing U Sports or whatever, and he's going to be ready to fire. You've got Carter who needs his 18.
Black hole Carter, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, proven. I mean, we could only make it to the semifinal last year by giving Carter the rock. So, and then you've got Josiah, who's a scorer. Can they play off the ball? That's the question. Can Greeno and Kendall figure out how to get the ball evenly distributed?
Yeah, you don't know.
Kendall may be the best off-ball player in this league. You're welcome. I don't compliment you very often.
Off ball. What do you mean by that?
Off ball, as in you get drafted in the first round, but you're not a heavy shot taker. You'll take your shots, but like also you know when to pass, you know when to defend, you know when to say, Carson, you're taking 30 shots a game.
Okay.
You know all that stuff. So I think having him and Greeno kind of analytically figure it out, I think they'll be able to figure out. I have them ranked number 1. I think. Just based on the kind of the draft positions and where they got guys, I think they're number 1. But
Yeah, it'll be interesting because like I've never been I shouldn't say that. I've never been the go-to scorer for a team. So having guys who will cut off me, guys who will shoot the 3 ball, that's always been my favorite. But
yeah, it's funny because in this draft you were worried about going in the first round, but then Greeno built a team around you where you are more of a connector, rather than the go-to guy, first rounder.
Yeah, you could easily have triple doubles every night.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, if Carter hits his threes, right, Tim?
Yeah. I think, to be honest, I think that Kendall has a better chance at a triple double, consistent triple double, than Billy because Billy drafted some big boys, which takes away his rebounds. Even though Billy will crash, I think Billy hurt himself for that triple double by going with some big boys.
Jared had 27 rebounds the other day.
That was insane.
That's so nuts.
I
Billy
love
had 23.
Jared,
Billy
Yeah,
had
Jared's one of the
23.
best guys in the league.
Yeah,
now.
Billy-
I love that guy.
To be fair, Billy goes after everything, so
He was
It's
keeping track of it in his head. At halftime,
oh
he's like,
yeah.
I think I got like 12 boards already. I'm like, what?
It's actually I was playing on Billy's team and I was just having so much fun watching him put so much effort and I was getting tired watching him. I was just like, you're crazy. You're crazy guy. Like, oh my
It's
gosh.
it's said in the rankings. I don't know how we feel about Surf Squad, but it's said in the rankings that um they think Billy could average the most points this year. Do you guys think that's like could be a could be a possibility?
I think it's going to be harder for him simply for
Mm,
the fact that I don't know because now you've got two scorers. I don't know how well Jerry is going to be a scorer for their team or how anybody else can really carry that scoring load. So now it's like, okay, like in my opinion, this is how I'm going to play. I'm going to put two defenders on Billy and Justin, our top two defenders, and then we'll see if the rest of the team can beat us.
it's not a
Do
bad play.
like I'm considering triangle and two against that crew, no? Like
100%. I
yeah.
would that just looking at the makeup of that team, and I know Billy's taking notes and trying to draw up an offense right now of how to do it. You screen the screener. So, um, yeah, I just don't know if they have the firepower outside of those two to be able to do it if they have an off night or if they're guarded really tight.
Yeah.
I will say though, and they had a little bit more firepower last year, but like it was Mainz who beat us in the semifinals, right? It was JVB who beat us in that semifinals. So if Justin and Billy can figure it out, I know we're talking as if Billy's the GM right now. It is Surface, so it is a different team. Let's remember that. I got different guy pulling strings. At least we're supposed to have a different guy pulling strings.
Yeah,
We'll see.
it's like LeBron and who's the coach over there?
AJ!
JJ
NBA
Redick.
legend,
Yeah,
JJ Redick, man. Clippers
That's
legend.
sorry,
exactly what it's like.
sorry, Surface, but you do cheer for the Flames, and
Yeah, fair enough, dude. That
yeah,
just like kind of discredits him right off the bat. Okay, how do we feel about
Go principal's office.
yeah, so who I was gonna say Klaus Hoekstra. I mean, he got Ruben, he got his guy. That's who he wanted. And well, he wanted Seabass more. If he had to take Seabass one, he would have, but he didn't have to. But he got his two guys that he wanted, and then I think he did a decent job surrounding them with some guys. So I think they'll
Height.
be pretty decent.
Lots of height there.
Yeah,
Tim,
lots of height.
you know Ruben the best. Is he putting up 30 plus a night or does he have his off nights?
like so I know his dad more than I know him. Um, I don't quite know what to make of Ruben yet. I haven't played with him and I haven't played I played against him in one tournament, but he was surrounded by a bunch of shooters. Um, he's got an engine. Him and Tony, I think, are the two like they just have engines. They just go and go and go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Klaus's team for me is one of the hardest to figure out of what they're gonna do and how they're gonna be because I can see Ruben playing like they're big, they're tall, they can go in, they can go out. Um, I think Ruben has because he is bigger, he probably has a good chance of scoring 30. Like I'd say he's one of three or four guys that has a consistent chance of scoring 30 a game.
Yeah.
That's just, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I think if Ruben is hitting threes, it changes
Oh,
the complexity of it, and kind of the standing of that team. But if Ruben's not hitting threes, which he did in his only preseason game, he went 5 for 10, pretty good. A couple bank threes, but that's okay. Uh, Still, if he's hitting those, like Seabass, Rylan, and Klaus, kind of gotta be those stretchers of that team. So they need to be hitting shots too. Rylan kind of got going in that second preseason game and kind of turned up,
Uh,
and I like what I saw from him. So if he can kind of tap into that every game, I'm liking what I'm seeing there. And Logan's good for 1-3 every 2 weeks or something like that. So
I think Sebs is he'll struggle, I think, just adjusting to the men's ball game a little bit. But once he gets used to it, I think he's gonna be like I think he'll be underrated.
Mm.
Just so everyone has a heads up, Sebastian loves to steal the inbounds pass. So you get scored on, he gets a three on you, and then everyone thinks it's men's league. Where's the full court press? That's not ever going to happen, and Seabass will jump that pass every time. So
Grand Theft Alvarado.
yeah, let's keep an eye out for that one. Um, I think someone has to step up, and I think Claus probably will, as just being the passer who gets it in the right hands. I think I don't see there's no really true point guard there, right? So yeah, I think Klaus has to step up, maybe do that.
El
Ronaldo
Pen is there.
has to see both the shot and the pass. Um, but yeah, I can't peg that team either. I'm not sure exactly where they end up.
Logan's been waiting for this day to play point guard. Logan Penner.
I asked him if he had any trash talk that I could share with you guys after getting drafted before both of y'all, but he said I don't know if I'd be very good at that. So
He's a humble guy, huh?
yeah,
He's a humble
Is.
guy.
humble guy, class act.
I respect it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, Conrad's comrades. Carter, start us off with that crew. What do you think?
I like how deep they are. Um, I really liked a couple of his picks. Um, Obviously Boone is just a dog. Boone and Larson together again. Not a fun duo to play against if you're a big man. But Shippy, playing with him in that second preseason game, he has really nice touch around the rim, like going full speed now. And so like it just he'll be looking to be more aggressive, which is going to be interesting to see how those three coexist, kind of, because they like to play near the hoop. Um, and then really like the Ezra pick to kind of balance them all out as well. So I think that could really be beneficial for him. There's no excuses left for Ezra now. That team, I think that now he can step up. He's gotta, and I hope he does. And then Conrad is gonna have lots of rain to shoot some threes, and I'm excited to see how he plays this year with his own crafted team. I could see this team. And then Lasicki at the end too. Oh, it's an interesting squad. I could see them being like a above the middle of the pack team, maybe like a 4. I didn't even write them there, but
See, that's funny. I had the hardest time with that with this team
yeah.
because I like the team, but everyone kind of needs to get theirs, right? Sean's gonna get his, Pat's gonna get his, Ezra wants to get his. Nate took a decent amount of shots in the preseason games. I don't know if that's, and he plays defense. I don't know how many shots he's taken every game. Nate is kind of a do-it-all guy, but I know he wants to do well, and then the Secchi's going to get his. So I just they're pretty. They've got nice size, nice big men. The rebounding will be awesome. I also worry about the shooting for this team too. I don't know. I don't know. They were hard. They were
Yeah,
hard to pinpoint for me because, like, if Conrad's hitting, and then I think Nate can shoot a little bit, and when Braden gets hot, yeah, it's crazy. But he gets hot. He gets hot from the mid range more so than three. And then I want to see Pat shoot at least 5 a game. But if he's not doing that, I don't really know where the shooting comes from.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
I
look, they'd be
think
one of the best defensive teams, though, I think. So
Yeah.
hoping for lower scores, I imagine.
yeah, I think between David's team and Conrad's team, they're the deepest and the most, I guess you could say, level across the board. So they're not gonna like with subs, you're not gonna notice a major difference. Um, but I just who's the point guard? Who takes control and who distributes the ball? I think that's where they run into the trouble.
And Conrad can do that, but you look at that team and who's putting guys in positions, yeah, to do well, just like Tim said, you know?
I think Shipton. I'd be giving Shipton the reins in that crew. Um, Ezra, yes, but I like Ezra in transition. Nate can make good decisions. When I coached him in high school, he ran the point for me sometimes. I'd put him in control there.
Yeah, I think their worst pick was Ezra at 32. He should have slipped to 33, to be honest. But
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know how it's always Pat and Sean on these grinded out, slow it down teams who, they score 60, the other team scores 61 or 59. If Tyron is in the league, he would definitely be on this team.
100%, bro.
So
100%.
big picture here, and I go back and forth, but this is a team that you need everyone on that team putting up 10 to 15, right? You don't have, I don't like, you have the odd person that might break 20, but most of them aren't going to average over 20. It's 10 to 15 a night. Whereas you have a team like Dirty Mike, you got Carson and Anthony can both put up 30 a night. Um, what's the better strategy? Sorry, Cam. In basketball, like I've been under and I drafted this way 2 years ago was I'm going to get Carson shooting and everyone else we're just playing our role trying to get Carson shots. And I found success with that because my opinion is that there's only so many shots in a game. I want the best guys taking those shots. So I gear towards top heavy and then roll. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Which do you prefer?
It's just, my thoughts are, it's just rare to find guys who can score 30, efficiently. Efficiency is the key. It's hard to do it efficiently.
Okay.
I think Tony will be super efficient this year. Carson, I think Ruben will be super efficient in the paint, right? Like to find those guys who can score that, but also be efficient. I could score 30 if I took 55 shots.
I might take you back.
Well, okay. Well, maybe 40 shots.
I mean, you scored 20 this last week. I thought I was going to shout you out today, bro. It was a good game from you, on.
Oh, thank you.
I got
You're
you,
sweet.
bro.
You're sweet. Hearts. But yeah, so I would lean like you, Kendall, a little more top heavy as well.
Okay.
But
yeah, you need your studs. You do. You need your front runners, whether they're off night or a hot night, they're still going to get like a bad shooting night. You're still going to have 20 plus. You know what I mean?
right.
Like
Yeah.
and if they're on fire, I mean, just watch out. I think you
Yeah.
need that, and then you need guys around them to recognize that and say, okay, we'll do whatever we can do to get this guy a shot.
Yeah. So
Having said that, I did not pick my team.
I was
that
going to say,
well.
who's your stud? Are you your stud?
What do you think?
How many
Heck
shots
yeah,
you
it's
got?
Tim, dude. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah,
There's,
Timmy.
there's only one person that wears board shorts and that can shoot and hit the
That's
side of a
right.
backboard 10 times in a row. So
Yeah, that's right, dude.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I picked a very Jordan can get hot. Tyson I've seen go off. I guess I picked Kaysen to be like my thought was Ezra's going to be my guy because we'll have Bob and myself getting the rebounds and be able to give it to him and play off of him. But obviously that didn't work. So, but Jordan is a good shooter, and once he gets going, he's tough to stop.
Absolutely.
Tyson has what it takes to go inside outside. Joey's going to get his just on hustle plays. So it looks like it's all coming down to Dylan and Kaysen running the lanes and shooting the threes.
Okay.
That's the plan.
That's a 500 team if I've ever heard of one.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I'm not, I never even thought of that. I was like, I just, now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, we have guys that could go off for 30 or 40 20 years ago, but in men's league, that'll be interesting.
Your delivery is incredible.
I'm glad that you added 20 years ago. I was about to cut it. I was like, no, I'm unfinished.
I was like that half nod, and I was like,
that was awesome. That was great.
Yeah, well, now I'm feeling a little, maybe it's my Alzheimer's kicking in because now I'm looking at my team and I'm like, our average age is like we have grandkids playing in this league with us.
Oh, that's good.
That's so funny, dude.
Before I left the team chat for Tim's Tropics, Levitt was asking if Speedos were allowed. So, league, be ready. We might lose
League
our
B
rental
rider.
privileges because it is a family-friendly environment, but
Who haven't we
Well,
talked about yet?
the dogs.
Evo's dogs. They're gonna be good, man.
I like that team.
I like them
yeah,
too.
Mark Baltazar as their fifth pick. Like, jeez.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that starting lineup there is John, Zach, Dustin, JVB, and Mark. That does not sound like very much fun to play against.
Yeah, it's man. That's probably if I looked at all the best starting like the first five picks, I'd say that's the best five
Mm. You're probably not wrong.
Yeah.
because you got I've played with Dustin enough that I know that he loves the three, and that opens up the floor with JVG who runs the floor. Zach is a combo guard, and I actually think Zach is kind of a dark horse for depending on his commitment level and what he does. But I think he's a dark horse for being up there in some of the awards at the end of the year.
Cool.
And then
He's good.
JVB is just going to flourish off of all of that, and Mark Baltazar just consistent all around. Like you know what you're getting. That's your yeah
Yeah, and you've
scary.
got JVG to run the show,
Yeah.
like to push down the floor, hit these guys in transition, set up plays, shoot it himself.
Yeah, and
I yeah,
I
they
think
don't get small with the subs. When Nick comes in,
no,
he's not small, so
nope. Nick DeLu. And he's a 3-point threat.
Yeah, I love Delu, man. I love him so much.
and then Byron's going to shoot better than Devin has ever done in this league. So yeah,
True that,
That's
hey?
awesome too.
did a big
True
one in
that.
OT for us. It was great. Um, yeah, JVG had a little bit more of a scoring role last year, but it'll be nice seeing him with and I think part of the reason he had to take that on is because obviously they lost Crawford last year. But seeing him distribute, it's a scary squad. Very just got everything that you need, right? So if they can find the chemistry, um, I'd say that's a very high ceiling team, top three for sure.
Yeah, agreed.
Cool. We're running out of time here, so let's go. Talked a little bit of Surf Squad already. Um, let's go Dirty Mike and the boys. You haven't really broken them down yet.
That's right, fellas. Break me down, Carter. Tell me how
You
good
want-
my mustache looks. Man, so dirty.
It is pretty nice, Cam. I must say it is pretty nice when you see this dirt on my lip. I'm pretty jealous about it.
What's on your lip? I can't. Huh?
Yeah, you see this
I can't
dirt?
see it.
Just look a little closer.
Oh, sorry.
There you go. There you go. Anyways, I like this team a lot. Lots of 3-point shooting. And like John Fair being in a nice little reunion with Cammy again. Gotta love that, huh? But just a team that like I do have them high. I think they'll be good defensively. And they'll shoot a lot of threes. And so they can beat any team in the league, and they could also, if they have a cold night, lose to any team in the league. So we'll see how that goes. But I have them
Anthony,
high ranked.
Tony never has a cold night.
Tony never has a cold night. So, but if the rest of the team has a cold night, maybe it'd be tough. But Barch obviously still my MVP pick, so he's gonna have a great year.
Does like they only have Lane for a big stretch four, we'll call him. Defensively inside, they're going to have a tough time, right? Cam, you're going to be playing a lot of post D, I imagine.
Probably. Probably me, Mike. Yeah, we were talking about this. Me, Mike, and Lane are our bigs, and I'm fine. Mike can guard 1 through 5. I'm fine with that. But that also takes him off of other team's top guards, which I don't like if he's guarding the big, right? There's less. I'm more worried about explosive guards than bigs who will score twos. If we're just countering threes for twos, I'm okay with that. But also, I love someone's coming down the lane. Someone's coming down the lane, and Lane hard fouls them one time, and then they're not doing it again. I love it. Give me that intensity, man. I haven't played with him before, so I'm excited to play with him. And when I play against him, whoo, it's frustrating for sure. But Lane, I'm excited to play with you if you're watching this, dude. It's gonna be fun.
I'm gonna put the pressure on Cam here. I think this team makes it or breaks it based on Cam's performance.
Ooh.
Oh,
Cam
uh-oh.
Cam's a sneaky good offensive rebounder, but I think you have Carson and Tony, so you have two high volume shooters. You get two guys guarding them. It's going to come down to I think I'm going to make the bold prediction. If Cam gets a double double, his team wins. If he doesn't get a double double, his team loses.
Interesting. I'll take that action.
Freaking go, Cam. Come on.
Yeah, I think I'll have to get some more rebounds this year. You're right, Tim. And I'm gonna have I gotta hit open threes. If those guys, they're gonna draw a lot of attention. And when I'm open, I like shooting catch and shoots more than off the dribble. And when I'm open, I need to be hitting those for sure. Because after me, there's not a ton of 3-point shooting on the board.
Yeah.
Mike Marriott can hit a little bit, but yeah, he doesn't really
Just
shoot.
shooting
He
outside
doesn't
the
really shoot.
creases. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So
So
I think it
after me,
really
it's that
depends
drop off.
on. Yeah, I really think it's this team falls on your shoulders. Not to put any pressure on you for the rest of the year.
He's already
but,
playing mind games. He's already doing it.
He's just trying to
Oh,
get Cam
gosh.
taking 50 shots a game. Cam's just gonna go into this game. I'm the key piece. 50.
Feed me.
I'm walking into our game and I'll be like, look, leave Cam open, make him shoot it. And then
Oh,
Cam will get so rattled because he'll be like, I've already shot 10 times and it's only 5 minutes into the game. And I'm like, keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting.
No, that doesn't rattle Cam. That doesn't rattle Cam. That's green in his eyes right there.
Just ask
Green in his
Casco.
eyes.
Just ask Casco.
Carter, just ask
Ask
Casco.
Yeah,
Casco
I-
about the 3-on-3 quarterfinal. Oh, it got real quiet there. What?
Ah!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Notice how the commish stayed quiet too?
Yeah.
That's
Commish, where do you think Dirty Mike and the boys will finish?
Top 3 alongside the Dogs and Greenalytics.
All right. Interesting.
All right.
Is that everyone?
I think, yeah, we talked about a few of the teams before we took the break, so
yeah.
I think that's everything.
Cool.
How much time we got?
3 minutes. Any last words here, guys?
It's going to be a fun year. Looking forward to it. All the trash talk that's going to happen, but no, I think it's going to be a really good year.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say it, and you guys just yell it out, and then we'll move on very fast. It's 3 minutes. Everyone say their MVP pick. Okay, Carter's Carson.
Nick Gibb. If they win games, if they win some games. Otherwise, Zach.
Ooh, I like it.
Tim.
Gosh, I have no idea. I'm gonna go with I was gonna say my dark horse is Zach, and otherwise I think it's gonna be the best. I think it could be the commish.
Oh, let's go. Put that target.
Wow.
Just that target, right? Get it
Yeah, right there. I'm saying Ruben. I'm saying Ruben wins MVP.
Good shout.
Heavy betting favorite, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay, Depoy. Quick, yell it out.
I'll go Patty.
Mm. Oh. Kyle Mitchell.
Nice pick.
Good pick.
Yeah, I don't even know. Too many to pick from. I'll go Logan gets it this year.
It's about
Logan finally
dang
gets his,
time.
man. Logan
Actually,
finally gets
dang.
his.
Kyle
It'll take
Mitchell's
time.
Kyle Mitchell's gonna be saving too many cows' lives, so he's not gonna be in the running. So I'm gonna switch that. I think Marriott's gonna have to have a big year for you guys defensively.
I think so too. I was gonna say Marriott. If not Marriott, I think Nate Shipton, if he kind of locks up on the perimeter,
Yeah,
could be a sneaky pick too.
good call.
Yeah. Okay. What else is there?
Rookie.
We don't got a lot of time. Rookie of the
Ruben.
year, Ruben
Ruben.
Ra.
Rubes or Nick
Ruben.
or Nick.
I'll give
Yeah,
this one to
true.
Ruben. I'll give this one to Ruben.
Hey, Carter, give us some shout outs, yo.
Oh, big shout outs to Chopped Leaf, man. Shout out Chopped Leaf, bro. I love Chopped Leaf, man. Caesar Rap's the go-to. Shout out Devo at IG Wealth Management. Oh, you didn't
It's
think I'd remember
getting it.
that one. I
Getting
didn't
it.
think I'd remember that one. Shout out Tim's mobile service. Oh, got that one there. Oh, I'm forgetting. Oh, there's a trucking company with the
Five
mergers, man.
Stones.
Yeah, dude. Okay, yeah. I've sold this one. Shout out my boy Darian. He helps me in school. That's about it. That's all I got.
Awesome. All right, guys, we're gonna get kicked off. Pleasure as always. See you guys on
See you guys.
Sunday.